Catastrophic accidents. Heart-stopping moments. Colossal ships confronted by sudden disasters. Those split seconds when everything tilts toward chaos and fear takes the wheel. And now, every one of those moments begins. Relentless waves pound the shoreline, slamming nearby boats against each other as a powerful storm makes landfall in Greece. Due to a navigational error, a massive factory ship plowed into a small fishing trawler at full speed. The trawler was ripped open along the side and sank within minutes. At Port Angeles Harbor in Washington State, USA, a vessel suddenly crashes into several smaller boats, leaving visible damage across the marina. This massive ship serves a single purpose, breaking thick ice at the harbor, clearing the way in waters constantly crowded with moving vessels. Why is this cargo vessel dragging its anchor like a stubborn child? A violent collision erupts between two heavy-tonnage ships. Miraculously, no injuries are reported. Furious waves batter the fleet, shaking vessels non-stop and sending panic through crews as a storm unleashes its force in Monaco. A 24/7 watch on board isn't just protocol. Silence can turn into chaos in an instant. A bang, damaged equipment, crew scrambling. The ocean doesn't forgive anyone who lets their guard down, even for a second. This is how an icebreaker helps ships that get stuck in the ice. Best boat launch ever. A catastrophic incident unfolds at the Tuzla shipyard in Istanbul, Turkey, when a vessel suddenly tilts, throwing several workers into the water. Sailors know when the ocean is in a foul mood. On those days, every wave hits like a punch, and every burst of foam is a reminder that a ship is nothing more than a visitor. They looked great in formation, right up until things went wrong. An incident during Malaysian fleet training. Archive eyewitness footage shows the cruise ship MSC Opera colliding with a pier and the River Countess tour boat in Venice. This was supposed to be a vacation.
Just stay here, buddy. We're fine. We're fine.
Carrying chemicals and plastic cargo, the vessel burned for nearly 2 weeks before running aground and partially sinking. Nitric acid, fuel, and millions of plastic pellets spilled into the Indian Ocean, contaminating the coastline and beaches. In the Indian state of Kerala, fishers sometimes take their chances and head out even during storms. On August 19, 2013, the massive bulk carrier MV Smart, loaded with 150,000 tons of coal, ran aground off the coast of South Africa near Richards Bay. Trouble never comes alone after such a collision. It's not just the ship that needs repairs, but the bridge as well. August 25th, northeastern Greenland. The Canadian icebreaker CCGS Louis S. St. Laurent, the largest and most powerful in the country, cuts its way through thick ice while simultaneously collecting valuable scientific data. That tugboat is going through it. This fire became one of Sri Lanka's worst environmental disasters on record. On May 20, 2021, the container ship Express Pearl caught fire near the port of Colombo. The crew was evacuated safely, but the blaze couldn't be brought under control.
Oh my goodness, Jesus!
This is one of the many ports on the Amazon in Brazil. A mistake during container handling sent several of them into the river, and people spent the entire next day fishing them out. On May the 12th, 2023, the heavy cargo ship BBC Ruby collided with a barge in the port of St. John's. With authorities staying silent, the question of who's to blame is left to speculation. Here's an interesting salute to the Queen of England's Diamond Jubilee. River levels rise, and the ferry pushes forward without proper calculation. The result is brutal, as part of the vessel crashes straight into the bridge structure. In a single minute, the storm turned a calm deck into a battlefield. People had to run from furniture that the wind had turned into dangerous projectiles. A ferry carrying cargo and vehicles slams into Kuivastu Harbor, leaving part of the dock shattered and several cars badly damaged in the aftermath.
Slow down! Slow down!
The ship was leaning oddly. Any guesses? While the load of bricks had shifted, the crew chose to ground the vessel to stop it from capsizing.
See what I done,
Cabo San Lucas has everything, even crazy big whales. On a cruise, you expect adventure, just not this kind. On Carnival Freedom, flames flared up inside the funnel, and built-up grease and soot sent a frightening plume of black smoke into the air.
That is wild.
Now you'll see what bad weather really looks like in the North Atlantic.
Damn, move! Oh my.
An unfortunate incident in Florida left a freshly painted yacht damaged. They were tipping over.
Kerusakan.
Footage captures poor penguins scrambling at full speed, desperately fleeing the path of an approaching icebreaker. This cruise ship wasn't lucky enough to avoid a crash. This is what the Atlantic coast of the United States looked like in 2013. Winter Storm Nemo raised a 20-meter wall of water, like 5 buses stacked on top of each other. An incident at the port of Shanghai shows how a single mistake can come at an enormous cost. A coal barge and a massive container ship crossed paths on the water, and unfortunately, they couldn't steer clear of each other. A storm rolled in overnight, and by morning, the ship looked like it had been frozen solid. Watching 2 ships pass the Panama Canal at the same time is like witnessing surgery-level precision on a building-sized patient. Those turns over the waves make your stomach drop. This container ship tilted 15 degrees, which is a serious risk for the hull and the control systems. A major incident in Belgium where a river barge slammed into a lift bridge. The damage was so severe that the bridge had to be shut down for a year and a half of repair. A massive blaze erupts at a recycling facility as fireboats battle fiercely with high-pressure streams of water. With recycled plastics fueling the flames, the fire becomes more stubborn than ever. Fragile ice in the Bering Sea. It usually appears just before freeze-up or during ice breakup. In the maritime world, when 2 ships collide, but only one of them is moving, it's called an Allison. It's hard to even look at this. Now imagine what it feels like for the sailors out on deck. A sudden blast from nature changed the whole mood inside this luxury cruise liner in a split second. This is why you shouldn't cram too many people onto a floating house. Overloading caused one to sink on California's Don Pedro Lake. Water started flooding in, the platform lost stability, and the whole thing flipped over. Luckily, everyone made it out safely. The yacht was trying to dock on the Scheldt River, but the captain was blinded by the low sun and couldn't avoid the oncoming vessel. The Canadian icebreaker CCGS Amundsen traveling at 11 knots toward an iceberg. A captain in Amsterdam with high-level experience. If you enjoyed this video, hit like and subscribe for more shocking clips caught on camera. Drop a comment and tell me which moment surprised you the most. See you in the next one.